Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another topic session of the Success Chronicles. And today we have Missie Brooke James with us. And she is coming to us from a far place. And I'll let her talk about that. And you'll be able to know what that is once she starts talking to us. But today we're going to talk the benefits of how sports help us in our lives. And, she and I are both former athletes and, been blessed to achieve some pretty cool things and be around some great people. And so we're just going to discuss that and in hopes to encourage others to be involved. If you're a youngster watching and if you're older and you've gone through the same things, just to kind of let you reflect on your experience, in hopes that you can encourage others to be involved in sports because of the benefits as well. So first, I want to say just thanks again for taking the time to do the topic session.
That is my pleasure. And hi, everybody. In case you haven't picked up from my accent yet, I am from the land down under, Australia. Yeah. So it's a pleasure to be hanging out with Texas today.
That's it. So cool. So truly thankful that you've taken the time to talk with us today. So let's get started. If you don't mind telling us about your involvement in sports. Growing up, I know I interviewed you before. You told me you had a different situation, how you grew up and what you were around. I think that's pretty cool as well. So if you don't mind talking a little bit about that.
So I was the only girl in a really big family full of boys. We grew up on the beach, and I think when people talk about their experience of learning to swim, my dad really just threw me in the ocean and thought, well, she'll either get back in or she won't. So we grew up doing surf lifesaving and surfing and surf boat rowing. If anybody has not seen surf boat rowing in the Australian surf, you should look it up on YouTube. It's pretty cool to watch. A lot of chaos. And then so that was really kind of my family sport experience. And then when I was about 10 years old, I made my first state team, track and field state team. I was a track sprinter. And I went on to run state champs and national champs for about 20 years. And now now that I got to really have some great experiences and see different parts of the world, enjoying that sport. And now I coach young kids who are looking to be the next Usain Bolt. And we kind of encourage that here for kids to get into track and field. And it's a great sport as a base. A lot of people who are really talented sprinters go on to play NFL, major football, here, soccer. It's such a great all-round base, and that's something that I'm really passionate about building in Australia.
All right, that's awesome. As far as my story, I grew up smaller town, and I was born in Dallas, Texas. Grew up in a smaller town, my mother's hometown, and just grew up involved in lots. Played little league baseball and basketball, and then got to high school, played 4 sports for 4 years: football, basketball, baseball, and track. Pretty cool experience to do that and have some great friends and teammates. I was fortunate to play college football at West Texas A&M University. Then once I left there, I got into coaching career. And so I've been coaching for a number of years. Most of my career was football and powerlifting, and I'm currently coaching football and track, and so lots of benefits, lots of pretty cool experiences that I was fortunate to experience, through sports, and it's been really neat. And that takes us into the benefits, of sports. And I almost said something about the benefits, but I had to step back. But if you don't mind talking about what you feel is for you, what the benefits of being involved in sports?
Oh, look, one thing I noticed when we're both kind of reflecting just on our sport, the part that sport played in both of our lives, we have these big smiles on our faces. I
Yes.
think some of your greatest memories come from whether you were part of a local soccer team or football team, or you were an international athlete. I think so many of our childhood memories are associated with sport. So certainly that aspect. I think as well, when you're growing up, it's so easy at school. When you think about school, we're all kind of thrown into this community. So you have this group of kids who are all enrolled in the same grade, and you're just put together, and it's kind of, you're just expected to get on. You're expected to you've got this limited pool of people that are going to be your friends. And I think it's really difficult for some people, particularly with these days. There's so many party drugs and drinking and social media and all these different things. It's really hard for teenagers or young kids to try to find where they belong. And I think sports certainly provides that for people. Being part of a team, traveling with people together, you're usually relatively like-minded. You have similar goals. You can come from a variety of different backgrounds, but you have that sense of respect for one another, and you do form those relationships, no matter where you've come from. I think you're connected. That's why I love the Olympics or any of those big events, because you can see all these different people from different parts of the world coming together with one common purpose and one common goal. And so I think certainly that. Obviously, I think sport plays a huge role in mental health. I think just the benefits of exercise, the benefits of kind of controlling your diet and things like that, but also getting out and running or getting out and training, just that outlet for people to be able to process anxiety, depression, taking that time. It's meditation, taking that time every day to just think of yourself. I know a lot of top level athletes. I don't know how many people listening would know world Muay Thai champion John Wayne Parr. He runs 100 kilometers a week. So we might have to do some kind of translation there into miles. I can't do that for you right now, but that it is a really long way.
Yeah, that's a lot. I know that. I don't know the math, but I know
it's a lot. And I think 5 miles is about 8K. So so he says that with all the training, that's before he trains. But that is his time every day to go and think and clear his mind and deal with the issues that he has on his heart, in his head, and just to set your mood. So I could go on and on and on about the benefits, but that's just a few for me.
Okay, I think from my aspect, I totally agree, especially with the part where you said, and that's the thing. One thing that I think that's really cool is in sports, you have people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, all different experiences, all different upbringings, but like you said, you're coming together for a common goal. And I think that's what makes it unique, because when you get together for that common goal, none of that other stuff matters. Like socioeconomic stuff. I mean, none of that, what you have, how much your parent, none of that stuff matters. Let's just come together as a team and we're family. I got you, and I think that the other great thing about that too is that just doesn't last in the time that you're together as teammates, that's a everlasting thing for the rest of your life. At the time, you don't know that. At the time you're going through it, you don't really know that. You just do what you do. But I have teammates to this day that I talk to, in different states and different places, that we still look out for each other and take it. Like I was discussing this with my son. My best relationships, most of my greatest relationships are from people I've been on teams with. I said, pick somebody. He named this person. Yeah, we were a little league baseball team, played in high school together. Pick this person. Yeah, we were college teammates. And so, that's, I think it's amazing, for that aspect. Just like you said, coming together as one. And then on top of that, I think in your life, and this is the next question, how it helps us in our lives. I think it provides, it teaches you structure and discipline and work ethic and perseverance, and build those lasting relationships.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that completely. It's similar to when you wake up every morning, make your bed. So you get up in the morning, you make your bed, you set the tone for how your day is going to be. It's a starting point, it's a focus point. And training and sport is that for so many people. And I think we can all look back on a time in our life when we needed some routine and we needed some responsibility and accountability, because sometimes our greatest contributions to society or our greatest achievements come from having to be accountable or stepping up for somebody else or showing up. And I think sport gives that to you. You have to be at training at this time because your team's relying on you. If you're an individual sport, the expectations. You've got a goal, but you've got the expectation too. And it's small steps consistently every day, and seeing these results, seeing your fitness improve, reaching those milestones. That's all of the life skills that come along with that. You take them well into adulthood, and you're applying them, whether you become an elite athlete or you work in insurance or whatever you're doing, you're applying those same principles. And so for kids to be getting into sport from a young age, they're setting themselves up
for life.
Absolutely, for life.
That's it. Well, if you don't mind, the next part is, how it can help in others' lives. And you have something special that you're involved in. And if you don't mind sharing that with us, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so we've got a book out. It's called The Talent Quest. I've actually collaborated with former UFC champion, originally from the Bahamas, but actually spent a lot of his adult years training out of Texas, Eve Edwards. He is the Thug Jitsu master for those who follow mixed martial arts. And our illustrator is this incredibly talented female fighter who fights in one championship, living in LA, Nari M. So we all collaborated. Eve is the technique master when it comes to mixed martial arts, and Nari, of course, being a competitive fighter herself. And then I like to come from the standpoint of what kind of life skills that sport, really does supporting kids. So often when in my work as working in mental health, and particularly with youth and teenagers, I would find that kids that were in a lot of fights in the schoolyard or constantly in trouble, I was recommending to them and their parents or carers to get them into a gym, get them into a boxing gym, a fight gym, get them training, get them some positive role models, and get them hitting that bag and letting out some of this tension and stress and hormones and everything else. And I had some resistance from headmasters from schools, saying the last thing that we need is for these guys with tempers to be learning how to punch. And that's when I realized the misconceptions that are out there. And I started to try to explain to people that it's anybody can throw a decent punch. You know, if we get mad enough, we can all inflict some pain on others. But I think part of how powerful is it for these young boys and girls, men and women, to know that they have the skills and ability to fight, but to show restraint and respect and discipline and know their limits and their boundaries. And those are the types of things that come from positive coaches and mentors and training and being accountable. So that's one of the reasons that the book is out there. And it's just encouraging when parents are going to choose their sports for their kids, think about mixed martial arts as an option. Think about some of the life skills and trying to just really show them through stories the incredible skills that they can take with them as they grow up and apply them to their lives. And that's true for any sport. The fact the book is about mixed martial arts is really irrelevant. It's any sport. Getting the kids, it's such a great way to teach kids about life.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Well, if you don't mind sharing with our viewers and listeners where they can, go check out your book, go follow you and show you some love.
Okay, so you can follow on Instagram at The Adventures of Missie, Missie. The Talent Quest is available on lulu.com, and the link to that is on my Instagram bio as well.
Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk a topic session with the Success Chronicles. Really good stuff, really cool stuff that you've been fortunate to experience. And I'm gonna tell this funny, before we talked off air, about what things we were gonna discuss, and kind of had a blueprint to make a game plan, bringing in and she said, "Oh, I hadn't really done much, but then she said, champion, like, whoa."
Well, humility is one of those life skills that that sport can really instill in people. There are so many great champions. I think there's room for everybody.
That's it. And I totally agree. Humility is one great thing to have. But again, I think it's awesome, some of the things that you're fortunate to and blessed and fortunate to achieve. I think it's cool, growing up with all those guys, you had to fight.
Oh, look, I remember my mom throwing books at us. We were fighting across the table and she was just throwing books. She thought, I'm not getting involved. I'm going to throw books until they're either all knocked out or they stop. I don't think you're allowed to parent like that anymore.
I know, right? Yeah. I have some of those stories too.
Yeah, and I think we're better for having survived them.
No doubt about it. Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time. And thank you guys for checking out this topic session of the Success Chronicles. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Bye.
Go get it.